Hi students, welcome in chemistry classes. Okay, we are studying about the statistical thermodynamics and today's lecture is very much important because a 4-mark question will frequently you find on this topic, that is thermodynamical properties in the terms of partition function. That means some properties like internal energy, entropy, pressure, heat capacity, enthalpy, etc. We have to find out in the terms of partition function. Okay, the questions are very simple and if you know the formulas then you can do such type of questions quite easily. Okay, so we have to discuss this topic and we will discuss only the formulas and how to apply these formulas for the different types of the particles and different types of the statistics that we have given. Okay, so we have to see how to apply them. Okay, in our previous lectures, we have studied about the number of ways of distribution of particles, different types of statistics, and the ensembles and residual entropy, and the relative population of the states. It means Boltzmann factor. And about the partition function, I have already made 2 videos. Okay. So if you don't know about the partition function, then you can see that videos. You can go to the description box and you can find out the link of all of them. Okay. So we are starting this topic now. Okay, we know that about the partition function. I have already made a video. Okay, so we know that the partition function is different for the different types of the particles. If we are giving the distinguishable particles, what are the distinguishable particles? Solid particles are distinguishable particles because we can distinguish between them, right? So these are called the distinguishable particles. Solids are the distinguishable particles. Okay, and for them the partition function is given by q to power n. Okay, while for the indistinguishable particles, what are the indistinguishable particles? The particles which we cannot distinguish. It means the gas particles and the liquid particles. These behaves as the indistinguishable particles, and for them the q is given by q to power n upon n factorial. Okay, so these things I have cleared in my video of the partition function. Okay, so we are not discussing them again here, right? Now these all properties, these thermodynamic properties are different for these particles. Some properties are same for both the distinguishable and indistinguishable particles, but some properties are different for the distinguishable and indistinguishable particles. Okay, so firstly we will have to study that properties that are same for both the cases. Okay, so firstly we will discuss them and then another one. Okay, so firstly see the properties that are same for distinguishable as well as indistinguishable particles, and these properties are, the first property is the internal energy. I am writing down here only the formulas. Okay, if you want to see the derivations then you can see them in the books that are given, but that are not very necessary for the NET and the GATE exam. Okay, if you know the formulas and how to apply them, then you can do the questions very easily. So first formula for the internal energy is U is equal to N kT square del ln Q upon del T at constant volume. Okay, I am giving you firstly the formulas and then I will also clear you how to apply these formulas and how to do the questions. Okay, so firstly learn these formulas very quickly. Another formula is for the pressure. Just you have to learn these formulas. Okay, and then you have to see how to apply them. Pressure P, that is equal to N kT del ln Q upon del V at constant temperature. Okay, now these all things are clear to you. This N is the number of the particles, total number of particles, K is the Boltzmann constant, T is the absolute temperature, and Q we know is the partition function and V is the volume. Okay, so yeah, here we have to differentiate this partition function with respect to volume, and here this ln Q, logarithm of the partition function with respect to volume and logarithm of the partition function with respect to temperature at constant volume and here at the constant temperature, right? Okay, now see the third formula for the heat capacity. heat capacity is given by Cv. So its formula will be del U upon del T at constant volume. If you know the internal energy, then you can calculate the heat capacity, okay? And for this formula we will give you somewhat later. Firstly, we have to see the formula for the enthalpy. That we also know, H is equal to E plus PV, or we can write it E means U. You can write it U plus PV, okay? Both things are same. Don't get confused between them, okay? So if we know the internal energy and the pressure, these two in the terms of the partition function, then we can calculate the enthalpy, okay? So these all properties will be same for the distinguishable as well as indistinguishable particles. It means if you have given solids or liquids or gas, you have to apply just these formulas, right? Okay, now we have to see the properties that are different for the distinguishable and the indistinguishable particles. So we will have to understand two different formulas, right? One for distinguishable and another for indistinguishable. And first property is the entropy. Entropy is denoted by S. So its formula is Nk ln Q plus Nkt del ln Q upon del T. Okay, this is the one formula. Okay, now we know that Nkt square del ln Q upon del T at constant volume is what? Is the internal energy. Okay, so here we can write Nk ln Q plus, if we divide this term by T, okay, so we are getting this, right? So this is the another formula for the entropy, U by T, okay. Next thing, if we do like this Nk we know this is equal to the gas constant R, so we can apply here this, we can replace this Nk by R, okay. So we are getting another formulas. So there are three formulas for the entropy for the distinguishable particles. All are same, but at different times you can apply difference, right, as according to your need, okay. Now see for the indistinguishable particles, the formulas will be somewhat different, because we know that the partition function is given by Q by N, okay. So here the formula now becomes Nk ln Q by N plus U divided by T plus N divided by K, okay. This is the formula that you have to remember here, okay. Now see here one thing, we know that this beta is equal to 1 by, this beta is equal to 1 by Kt, we know. So we can also replace this one. So what we are getting here, Nk ln of Q by N plus beta U plus N. So this will be the another formula, right? Next formula, see here, S is equal to Nkt del ln Q upon del T plus Nk, this will be Nk ln Q by N plus 1, okay. And now see here, if we replace this Nk by small n r, here what is this small n? This is the number of moles. So if we replace by this, we are getting another formula, that is small n RT del ln Q divided by del T plus small n R ln Q upon N plus 1, okay. So these are the all formulas for indistinguishable particles, okay. You can remember any one or according to your need, right? Okay, now the next property is the Helmholtz free energy or verb function A. and what is the formula for it? Formula is minus nkt ln q. Okay, and when we are using it for indistinguishable particles, then the formula becomes A is equal to minus RT ln q by n minus RT. Okay, and we know that for it we can write nk. Okay, so we can write here minus nkt, and we can take the things common. Okay, so this will be ln n q by n plus 1. Okay, this is the another formula. Third form of this formula will be A is equal to minus small n RT ln of q by n plus 1. Okay, you can apply any one of them for the indistinguishable particles. Okay, another property is the Gibbs free energy, G. For it the formula will be minus nkt ln q plus pv. Okay, and here this formula becomes minus nkt ln q by n. Okay, and if you know the other properties, then you can calculate the G itself. Okay, so you does not need to remember this formula. Now we have to discuss some key points or some key formulas that you must remember whenever you are solving such type of problems, whenever you have to find out the all the properties in the terms of the partition function. You should remember these things. The first thing is that in general cases you have to find out the properties for the in the terms of partition function for the ideal monoatomic gases. And we know that in the case of the ideal monoatomic gases, what are the ideal monoatomic gases? Like helium, neon, argon, all are monoatomic and ideal gases. Okay, and for all of them we know that there are only translational and the electronic modes, right? So the molecular partition function Q will be a combination of Q electronic and Q translational, right? And we know that this Q electronic, this is in most of the cases this is equal to G naught. What is this G naught? G naught is the degeneracy of the ground state, and in most of the cases this Q electronic is equal to G naught. Okay, and in most of the cases this G naught is approximately equal to 1, so this will be equal to 1. Okay, so in the case of ideal monoatomic gases, the molecular partition function is equal to Q translational. Okay, another thing, in the case of diatomic gases, if we have given the diatomic gas, then we cannot consider this thing. Okay, in that case the molecular partition function will be a combination of Q electronic, then Q translational, Q rotational and Q vibrational. Okay, in these cases this molecular partition function will be a combination of these all partition functions, right? And now we have to remember the formulas for the partition function. If you have seen my video of the partition function, then you all have seen such formulas, but for your convenience I am giving you the formulas in short here. Okay, so that you can do the questions very easily. So firstly, for the translational partition function, what is the formula? Q translational is equal to 2 pi m kT divided by h square to the power 3 by 2 times V. Okay, here V is the volume and all the things you know. This is Planck's constant, Boltzmann constant, temperature, mass. Okay, and this can also be written in this way, V upon lambda cube. Here what is this? This is called the de Broglie wavelength. Okay, next formula is for the rotational partition function, and that is kT upon sigma b. If we have to find out it in the joules, okay, and if we have to find out it in the centimeter inverse, then it will become equal to this. This is in centimeter inverse, okay? And we can also write it, if we are putting the value of this b, then what becomes it? This will be equal to now h square and here 8 pi square I, or we can write it in this way, 8 pi square I kT divided by sigma h square here, okay? And this sigma for the heteronuclear molecules is equal to 1 and for homonuclear its value is equal to 2, okay? And this formula can also be written in this manner, Q rotational will be equal to T divided by sigma theta r. Here theta r is called the characteristic temperature, okay? And its value is equal to h square upon 8 pi square Ik, right? I am not giving here in the details because in details all the things I have cleared in the video of the partition function, okay? Next thing is the Q vibrational or vibrational partition function, that is equal to exponent of minus h nu upon 2 kT divided by 1 minus e to power minus h nu upon kT. This is for when we have to find out with 0 point energy. Okay, and if we have to find out without 0 point energy, then it will be equal to 1 upon 1 minus exponent of minus h nu upon kT. This is without 0 point energy. Okay, then another thing is the Q electronic, okay? Actually its formula is Gi e to power minus Ei upon kT, and it will be equal to G naught plus G1 e to power minus E1 upon kT, as I have told you earlier. That is the formula, but in most of the cases its value is equal to G naught. It means the degeneracy of the ground state, and that is in most of the cases equal to 1, okay? So these are the all formulas for the partition functions, and that was the formulas for the how to find out the contribution. And now the thing that we have to clear out is the how to find out the thermodynamic properties for the monoatomic gases. It means we have to apply these all formulas when we have to find out this for the monoatomic gases, okay? So this thing we will study in our next video, okay? In our next video we will study about the Sackur-Tetrode equation and how to apply these all formulas for the monoatomic gases, and how can we find out the different types of the properties, and then we will see different types of problems that has been asked in the NET and the GATE exam, okay? So stay with us, and if you like this video, please share and subscribe it. Thank you.